Totem first, 3 spike, 4 hammer, pop it, dang it, pop again. It's pretty good.
Hello PoE2 lovers. So hope you guys are all having fun with the new league. I certainly am. They did a lot of improvement that I absolutely love. And I'm in the end game right now. I'm playing Titan, and I've watched a lot of Titan builds. Obviously, none of them is gonna be close to the map clearing like the Mayona Titan we enjoyed in the last league. But so far, I found this build from this guy King Kong, yeah, he didn't use Fissure for clearing. Most other Titans or Warriors are using Fissures to clear. But I used that as well originally, but it was a little bit of clunky. First of all, you have to pop the fissure, you know, either throw the hammer or other ways. And secondly, this fissure doesn't really cover the entire screen. It certainly looks great. It certainly gives your graphic card a hard time, but it's not that. It's not the best clearing, in my opinion. This guy King Core, or he uses Stampede and Ice Herald. After many tests, I realized this is the best map clearing. Not for Delirium, of course, because Ice Herald doesn't work on Delirium monsters, but for normal map clearing, it's the best. I'll give you a showcase. I'll talk about the gem sets and the gears and passives while I'm mapping. So, your main mapping skill is Stampede. Let's talk about the skills first. Stampede is affected by two very important. Actually, there are three very important things about Stampede. One is attack speed. It determines how fast to initiate the stem, the running. And then the second most important thing is the movement speed. That determines once you start charging, ba 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 ba, how fast you are running. So they're both important, right? And if any one of them is too slow, you risk getting interrupted or stunned. It could be potentially dangerous. And the third most important thing is Aftershock and Ancestral boost. I have Ancestral boost on every single charge. You see that? Every single one. The trick is having this as an skills, so every second slam is as ancestrally boosted, and also have Fist of War 2. This way, they'll rotate each other and make sure everyone is ancestral boosted. Because this league ancestral boost is enhanced by a lot using these nods right here. Damage, damage, damage. That's a lot of damage. And this one, damage, area of effect. So if you're only using one of those, either the ascendancy skill or the gem, then you are wasting half of your skills. I want to spam this thing non-stop, so I want to make sure every one of them is ancestrally boosted. And this is how you do it. So that's Stampede. The second thing, most importantly, coming to mapping is Herald of Ice. Herald of Ice, not much to say about it really. It's just very powerful. I don't even have the highest level yet. It's only level 18. But yes, make sure you have attack skills on your weapon instead of melee skills, because Herald of Ice has only attack. It's not like Wing Dancer. Wing Dancer has attack and melee, but Herald of Ice only has attack. So make sure you have attack on your weapon, even though the max level is 6, not 7. But because Ice Herald, it does a huge amount of damage, and the range is big because of the overreach, and the overreach less accuracy rating penalty doesn't apply to Herald Vice because it can't be evaded. So these make sure the damage are maxed out like this. The next most important thing when it comes to map clearing is this old baby, the Trampletoe. Yes, because they nerfed Warrior, kinda, with the Earthquake, with the Area of Effect. So Trampletoe, thankfully, hasn't changed at all, and the overkill damage really helps you clear. You're gonna see, yeah, most maps, even during the most density map groups in, excuse my English, it's not my first language. Either in the new Abyss, you know, sometimes a map is flooded by Abyss mobs, or in the most dense Breach mobs. This one is guaranteed one Stampede with its Aftershock can pretty much clear everything in range. Very, very powerful. And if the more mobs, the better, because the more mobs, the more overkill. It's gonna help you even one-shot or two-shot single target mobs. So the next important thing is to have this baby. And if you are lucky enough to buy this gem, I don't know how expensive it is, but today I could afford it, so I bought it. This gem pretty much makes sure your minion doesn't die. And you want to get the frozen Mandibles. This minion is the fastest. It moves fast, so it's gonna keep up with you. And it has the Haste aura. The Haste aura gives about 10% movement speed. So you want to make sure you always have it. Your pet doesn't die, and it keeps up with you. 10% movement speed is pretty big for Stampede, because our Trampletoe only has 15 increased movement speed, and the runes to add another 10% is too expensive currently, so you have to find other ways to make up for your movement speed. This pet gives you 10%, and you want to grab all of these nods. This one right here gives you another 10%. And this one gives you another 10%, because we are warriors, we're using armor. We naturally have like 5% penalty when you're using a heavy armor, but in reality I think it's 10% instead of 5%, and having this nod is going to give you that speed back. And then you want to do these two. So when you start killing, you add another 8%. I'm gonna grab this one later, so you have another 4%. And I also allocated this one, gives both movement speed and skill speed. Very, very good for a Stampede. So now, see, even though I'm wearing Trampletoes, I run so fast. Every Stampede is ancestrally boosted. And, oh yeah, you make sure you have momentum. It's gonna give you a lot of damage. I was using hit and run for another 40% movement speed. But then I feel like that doesn't, I have reached the diminishing returns. Right now I have 0.141 second attack time. If I use that one, if I use hit and run, that attack speed is only going to give me another 0.1 second. So it's not that big of a difference. I'd rather have bigger area of effect, because I didn't invest a lot of area of effect nods. So those are for Stampede. Earth Shatter and Forge Hammer are not needed much for mapping. They are only used for bossing. When we get to the boss, I'll talk about it. Yeah, these two cries are also for bossing. You don't really need them, not even for single target. Maybe for single target you need to bang little Earth Shatter like 2 times, and then pop it with either cries. Wing Dancer. Wing Dancer is very popular for warrior class, even for warrior classes in the last league, and it's the same this league. Why it is important? I can't tell you how many times Wing Dancer has saved my ass, saved my life. Because they super buffed Leech now. It has 16%. It doubled the Leech amount. And the effect is not removed at full life. So, very, very good. It happened quite a few times for me. Sometimes I sprint and I get knocked out by like a projectile, and it takes like 3 seconds to get back. This is what keeps me alive. When I'm on the ground, I can attack back, but the Wing Dancer is gonna attack back and leech your life back. So when you are, let me show you. See how my life leeches back? Right, leech right back. That's Wing Dancer. It's gonna save your ass if you invest a little bit of it. And another good thing about it is they they lower the requirements. So, you know, it's very low right now, and you don't even need a high level, because I have only a level 11 one and the 6th level from the weapon. If I get a gloves, another 2 levels on gloves, or another 3 levels on the amulet that I currently don't have, it's gonna be even more. But I don't think it's necessary. This is enough to save your ass. Make sure the rest of the gems are all on physical damage, so it's gonna maximize the leech, the life leech for you. Okay, this one we talked about it. If you wonder where to get this this frozen mandibles, you go to interlude, the 3rd one. Go to Ashen Forest. In one of the corners, it spawns there, and you just keep refreshing it until it has the haste aura. And I think Ashen Forest doesn't have a teleport in the map. Maybe they just forget about it. So you have to run from either the here or here to there. That's how you get it. Time of need, very helpful when there's curses or elemental ailments. So try to get it if you have enough spirit. And so that's basically for mapping. I'll post a link of these jewels here. Yeah, so you can figure out how they do. And let's keep doing the mapping. Gear. Oh yeah, we can talk about gear too. Gear, make sure you have this. Of course, the attack skills. It's gonna boost up your Wing Dancer, your Herald+, and your main skills. Make sure you have this one. This one. It's pretty much always, you can always have another 20% skill speed and 10% movement speed. Great for Stampede as a must-have. Make sure you have this one on your weapon. And the rest of it, try to have as much attack speed as possible. I could get a better weapon. I'm just currently super broke right now because I spent on others fixing other gears. If you can have another increased attack speed modifier here, prefix or suffix here, even better. This is the new. I want to say this is the new deepest tower in 0.3 because of all of these nods. See how much they give? Single one of them. Every single one of them is important. It gives so much. A movement speed, you know, attack speed, attack damage. It only gives 137, gives 45 armor, gives 50% area of effect. That's huge. That's the biggest area of effect and single nods you can ever ask for in the entire passive tree. More attack and attack speed 20%. And you can have it permanently on without having any enemies near you. The secret is make sure require 5 fewer enemies to be surrounded. I made a good mistake, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who made this mistake. At first, I thought it's required this amount of enemies to be surrounded. So the first one I got was 2. I am bad at reading. That's the price I have to pay. And then I read it again. I realized there's fucking word right here. Fewer. So you have to make sure this is either 5 or 6. And of course, 5 or 6 are the most expensive though. That guarantees that no enemy near you can allow you to fulfill this requirement and activate all the surrounded passives. Especially when the enemy, there's no one within 3 meters of you. When you're traveling maps, all those speed nods are still applying. Super, super good. So make sure if you have the currency, get 5 or 6. Do not get 2 to 4. The other stuff are just very regular. Yeah. Oh yeah. This one works with the Stampede. That's why I have the code attunement on it. So every hit chills, and when they die, they're gonna shatter and they're gonna pop Herald of Ice. And Herald of Ice is, look at that damage. This is why you clear so good. And this damage multiplied or enhanced by Trampletoe 30%. Oh, yeah. You'll see. Everything else is just to fulfill the requirement for maximize your defense, and we make sure your body armor, your shield, and your gloves. Those are the only 3 pieces I have now can allow me to have apply armor. Armor also apply to elemental damage. And so I got as high as possible. Every one of them is around 40%. They're all S1. S2, T2, okay, T2. They're all tier 2. But all of them together, they reduce my elemental damage by 72%. That's pretty decent. So this plus the almost maxed out the resistances. The most damage from single hits are like less than half your HP, I think, like 1,000 around. That's the hardest damage you're gonna take. But you're gonna also have to be careful about the danger zones. That's another reason I like using Stampede, because it's always on the move. The fissure one, you have to stay in an area to pop it, and that could be dangerous because the new Abyss has a lot of like poison on the ground or bombs on the ground. Yeah, if you stay in the same place in a very density groups, it's very dangerous. But Stampede is always on the move. You pop it, Stampede, roll, pop it, roll. Very safe. Nothing can touch you. Very safe. And what else we talk about? Yeah, that's pretty much it for the gears. If I make more currency later, I can replace this one here with +2 melee skills. Yeah. So these are all standard ones for mapping. Let's talk about passive a little bit too. So, like I said, for Stampede main skill, we grab as much speed as we can, and the surrounded, I grab all of the area of effect, all the attack nodes, the attack speed, and I grab these defense too, armor. It's just it just gives too much, you know. So I grabbed all the attack speed nodes right here, right here. I want to get here too, but this just too far away. Yeah, I didn't get one of those. And because you have this one, gives you so much surrounded area of effect, and because we talked about it, ancestral boost on every Stampede. So this one, I also grabbed. So every hit will have this effect, this boost over here. That plus this area effect is pretty much enough for me. And because I have a lot of attack speed, so instead of using hit and run, I use magnifying effect over here. That means I don't really have to go for these nodes or these nodes for area of attack, but it's still pretty big. Yeah. Boom. Yeah, it's pretty big. I'd say it's like 9 meters. Of course, you want to make sure all of your aftershocks, you max out your aftershock for a Stampede at least 100%, and it gives its quality gives you 20%. I have 102 right now because I grabbed these ones. Yeah, these are not new; these are old. So I'm sure you know. And this one also gives 5%. This is very good. I just learned about this trick today. This one, all of these together will pretty much give you permanent 34 rage at all time once you build up for it. And I only have one rage on melee hit on Stampede, but I do have this one, 5 rage on melee hit support gem on Earth Shatter. So what I can do is I can bang it, like kill a few mobs with this to build up the rage and then go Stampede. So there's that. This one is still necessary. Without this one, yeah, you're gonna miss some mobs. You don't want to do that. This one pretty much ensures every mob is hit plus precision. You only need the first one. And now if you see my Stampede, the accuracy, yeah, it's pretty good. These three are still important to have, not just because for the max life, but also for the stun threshold. Oh yeah, I have this jewel that from nothing diamond, passives and radius of resonant technique can be allocated. So this is one right here. And I only grabbed the one note, which is this one, because it gives the slam, aftershock chance, and the max life. I skipped these 4. I saved 4 nods from here. So I can invest on like speed or these babies. Yep. Because they nerfed Giant's Blood. So the health is really low. And I still prefer to use a shield because shield just gives too much. It gives life, it gives armor, it gives physical damage reduction. That's flat reduction. Super good. And elemental resistance, chaos resistance, it's too good to miss. Even though I'm not using any shield skills, I still have a shield for defense. And it has a quarter, 20% of block chance. Yeah, it's better than nothing. but I feel pretty strong with that one. So I have to use Giant's Blood to make sure I have the two-hand mace on one hand. And because of this, it gets nerfed. We need to grab every possible maximum health nods. So there's one right here, and there's one right here, and where else? I remember there was one more somewhere. Anyways. Yeah. That might be it. And that's that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, you don't really need these for bossing movement speed. So I put on weapon set 1. Weapon set 2, I just grab these for bossing. They adds a little bit more damage. This one. For bossing, not for mad boss, but for big boss, I prefer to have the totems to help me with fissures popped by Forge Hammer. So I'll show you guys later. That's pretty much it for mapping. I grabbed this one too. This one gives like 4% of armor, I think, if I remember right. It's too good to miss. Always grab that one. Even though you have very low evasion rating, it still conveys a lot to armor. I mean, your evasion is 0 anyways, might as well get more armor. Yeah. I hear a lot of people cry about armor for this update, but to me, I think it's pretty good. A lot of those elemental damage, they don't really hurt me. Even though I don't block them, they don't hurt me that much. The difference is huge, so I'm gonna level up more and grab these ones too. I had these, but I put them somewhere else. I also have these because I'm using Herald of Ice and Wing Dancer. These will greatly help you to fulfill the attributes requirements. And because I can't afford the Astromantis amulet, so if I can afford Astromantis amulet, maybe these nods can be invested elsewhere. Yeah. What else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. This one gives too much armor because the body armor has a lot of armor on it. Yeah, alright, let's do the mapping. Oh, one more thing. These are still considerably cheap at the moment, and as you can see, we invest so many passives here, the noble ones and the small ones. So I grabbed the noble ones for strength. It adds a little bit of health. It's not a big deal. But the chaos resistance, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? 10. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 in range. 11 times 3%. That's 33% chaos resistance. That's crazy. Chaos resistance is so hard to find anywhere else. And right now we're still in early game, so not many good gear has 2 sockets. And if they do, they are super expensive. So you need a way to fulfill your to make up your chaos resistance. Right now I maxed out. I just maxed out. And 33% comes from this. So try to get a jewel like this. It's gonna help a lot. Yeah, that's what I want to say. And this is just a regular one for rage. All right, let's finish the mapping. you can basically just run them like a truck, even for the Abyss. You know, Abyss mobs usually have the toughest ones, but they are mostly one shot. For the single target, I just spam the Earth Shatter. And then pop it. That one hidden in the... What is this thing? Anyway. Yeah. You're always on the move, so you're always away from these danger zones or the projectiles. And you see the insane moving speed. And every Stampede is ancestrally boosted. All the damage and area of effect applies. We always do a Stampede, roll, Stampede, roll. Woo. Okay, that was a little dangerous, but I think it's some ground effect. Yeah, Earth Shatter, I like it because it has the fastest attack speed to pop fissures, but sometimes it's weird. If the terrain isn't right, it's not gonna land anything on it. So keep an eye on it. It's not as fast as Deadeye, obviously, but I think for a warrior, it's pretty good. The Wing Dancer Leech is helping me when I'm on cooldown or I take a hit. Yeah. Not too bad, not too slow even with Trampletoe, right? And a sprint! Sprint is amazing, just don't get knocked over. As soon as you see a mob, Stampede, get out of sprint. But even if you make a mistake, that's fine because Wing Dancer is gonna save you. Single targets, unless he has some crazy modifiers, otherwise it's one shot or two shot. It's pretty good, huh? Yeah, Stampede can allow you to change direction during charging, so when you see something like projectile comes, you can go around it. That's why I like it. It's pretty safe. Yeah, whatever. I'll grab that one. I'm gonna grab that one. Okay, let me show you guys a boss. Where's the boss? Oh, right here. See, my pet doesn't die because of that supporting jewel. It's still affordable for me today, but I don't know, it might get expensive once people figure this out. Get it when you can. My pet doesn't die at all. It doesn't take damage. It doesn't do damage, but it doesn't take damage. I don't need it to do damage. It's always by my side. So I permanently have this speed aura. I'm not going to need totem for map boss, you know, but I'm gonna do it just for demonstration, okay? The reason we use totem is because the main weapon for bossing is Forge Hammer. And you want the totem to smack as fast as possible. So I put all the speed support over there, and I put this one here to put an extra totem. I didn't use overabundance because that one shortens the totem time too much. But 2 is enough, I think. So yeah, I can't. If I'm playing with controller, this thing is bugged. Like if I lock the weapon from or using mouse and keyboard, and I come back to the controller UI, it'll show that it's locked. It'll allow you to use the skills, but the damage will be ignored. Like there's no damage on any skills. It's a bug. They haven't fixed it, so now I still have to do this manually. It's not a big deal though. So make sure we have this. Yeah, we don't need Herald+ for bossing. So for bossing, what happens is you're gonna, when the boss is about to spawn, like 3 seconds. Nope, sorry. When the boss is about to spawn, you quickly put down 2 totems, and then smack this. Smack Earthquake, make sure at least 3 times right before boss spawns. Why? Because that way you have create spikes. And because of branched fissure, you can have 6 spikes within 3 or 4 hits. And look at the bottom, the add additional effect from quality. Each spike gives 6% more damage. So if you have put down all 6 within 3 hits, that's like 36 more damage. 36% more damage. And then one last final thing you do after that is to throw down the Forge of Hammer. And then boss spawns, you use Infernal Cry right away. It's going to explode all the spikes and trigger the fissures from Forge Hammer. It might sound complicated, but practice a few times, you'll get it. It's not that complicated. So totem, spikes, Forge of Hammer, pop them, and after that you just bang, bang, bang. You know, your Earthquake totem is gonna help you trigger the fissures, and you bang Earth Shatter is gonna trigger more fissures. And after another 3 Earth Fissures, your Infernal Cry is still on cooldown, but now you can pop the second cry, Seismic Cry, to explode those new spikes for damage. And then you just rotate, repeat it. I'm still practicing to get the hang of it because I don't boss that much. I tried it on Zest, T4 Zest. It almost worked, but something happened. I died, so I'm currently saving more fragments to try again. Yeah, I can't afford to buy them; they're too expensive. But from what I tried, the damage, it's enough to kill it. So I'll make another video about T4 Zest when I save up enough fragments to try again. But now I'm gonna demonstrate it from the map boss. So Oh, wrong, sorry. Nope. Totem first. 3 spike. Forge hammer. Pop it. Bang it. Pop again. Because the damage is too good, you usually you don't even need to use. You don't even need totem to help you for map boss. The damage is too much. But just for demonstration, because this is going to be necessary for pinnacle boss. Let me do it one more time. So, boss, especially for Zasht, he's about to attack you quickly. 2 totems, 3 spikes, Forge of Hammer, Infernal Cry, and then bang 3 again, Phasmic Cry. Maximize damage. This combo is gonna eat Zest, I think, at least half Keyforce Zest HP. So, practice one more time. This, bang, 3, Forge of Hammer, the Infernal Cry, pop it, bang hammer again, Seismic Cry to bang the second round, the new spikes. And then, by the time this combo's finished, all of your totems are down, you just go somewhere safe and then, you know, do it again. Throw it, bang, bang, bang. Everything's gonna work out with it, a lot of the damage. Yeah, last but not least, I haven't talked about these. Support for the boss skills. Rapid attacks, attack as fast as possible. This one will give you full rage within like 3 hits, 5 hits. Life tap, it doesn't. Oh yeah, because we spent too much passives over here. We don't have enough to go all the way up there to grab blood magic. So I make sure you have like the mana leech on your ring or elsewhere, and Earth Shatter, I just choose life tap, you know, if it's easier. And these all have life tap. The cries have life tap too. Forged Hammer, oh yeah, this is not inexpensive. This one's actually pretty cheap because not many people need this specific ones, but this is super good for Forge of Hammer because on mapping, you don't need much damage, but you need attack speed. So on weapon set 1, it's gonna help you with single target. You put it down super fast. And on bossing, you need more damage instead of attack speed because you're putting it down before the boss start attacking you. So this support is actually pretty good for Forge Hammer. Fist of War number 3. Since we are going to have a long cooldown, we only need to pop it once, so double as the ancestral boost effect. And we invested a lot of ancestral boost damage nodes. These damage will all be doubled by this level 3 Fist of War. Branch issues, you know, so instead of throwing 1, you have this much. There's 1, 2, 3. Crazy, right? This one, it's the old technique from the last 0.2. It still works here, you know, nothing changed, I think. So you have like your mana flask for at least 120 charges. The max is like 123 or 127 or 122. Well, but 120 is the same. You grab that one plus this one, and you only need to hit it like twice for our boss. And then last one is fire penetration. Fire penetration is the only one has level 2 and ignores all the fire resistance. You know, all the fire resistance. Lightning doesn't have it. cold damage doesn't have it. The cold only has level 1, and it only penetrates 30%. So God has been kind to fire, to warriors, and for Forge of Hammer. Because Forge of Hammer, the fissures do 100% of fire damage. It's all fire damage without Avatar of Fire. That's why you need this. This is gonna ignore all the pinnacle boss fire resistance. You don't need penetration, you don't need curse at all for bossing. So that's it. Yeah, put this one here for mapping, for penetration. Raging Cry. I'm gonna put up the max row up too, down below in the comment. Yeah, so that's it. And I want to thanks again King Khan for coming up with this amazing build. I'm not really good at coming up with new builds, but I'm really good at improving the existing builds. That's what I'm good at. So I'm not going to upgrade as often as these people. I don't have that much time to play, but if I'm putting up a new video, that's because I made it better, in my opinion. So hope you enjoy this one.